Hello and welcome to the Dota Cinema stream. My name is SUNSfan. We have LGD versus Rave right now. It's already in the drafting phase, so maybe we'll just
jump into it.
Jump into that. I hear static in my headset. I hope nobody can hear that.
I think that was there yesterday too.
Okay,
pretty sure it's good.
I didn't hear it yesterday.
Let's switch to the draft.
I'm gonna try to do it blind. No, I have to look.
That's terrible.
And boom!
Good job. Okay, so LGD versus Rave. I believe both teams lost their first game. LGD lost to IG. We cast that on the mainstream, and Rave played against...
I think Rave won, actually.
They played against Tongfu. You're right, they won. Rave won against Tongfu. Pretty convincingly as well. So, 0-1 LGD versus 1-0 Rave. Not so much to say about these two teams so far. I mean, obviously neither of them played in the wild card, so we've only seen one.
About these teams right now.
We've only seen one game from either, so we don't have that much to draw on as far as this tournament goes just yet. Rave, of course, the Philippine team, and LGD from China. One of many Chinese teams in this tournament, we might add. I'm actually not sure what the sum of Chinese teams is in the main event, or in the round robin. I think it's 7. But it could be even more. It could
7
be
out
8.
of 12 for the main?
No, I mean out of this round
16.
robin, out of the 16. I think...
It's about half, probably.
About half, yeah. So there's a lot of Chinese teams. LGD, one of the ones we predicted to do best. All of us said they would finish the tournament in top 4, so they have to be a little bit disappointed after the loss to IG. And they're going to have to step it up. I think Rave is one of the teams that they are definitely the favorites against on paper, but Rave did well in Game 1. Maybe they're coming in with some of that momentum.
Remaining. Yeah, perhaps. We're going to see Void and Vengeful Spirit banned by LGD. And Wisp and Lycan for Rave. What if I talked like that the whole time?
That would be terrible.
Next ban coming for LGD Gaming. And they're going to... And by ban, I mean pick, of course. They're going to pick up Batrider. So there's a lot of heroes available that can counter that Batrider. Vengeful Spirit is banned. We talked about Shadow Demon in the past. It's just not a hero you see very often anymore, but still... I don't see a reason not to pick it in general, although they might not do that for first pick, obviously. Juggernaut is still there. We've been seeing a lot of that. Pretty much when it's not banned, it's just picked. I mean, I want to say it's almost 100% pick or ban for Jug these days.
10 seconds.
Was he banned in our games yesterday?
Troll's very common as well. What's that?
Was he banned in the games we cast yesterday?
Game, I think.
He was banned, okay.
Yeah.
So there's the Troll. Pick up for Rave, another one of the very contested heroes. Axe is also available. Not going to be picked yet.
We haven't cast him. Yeah, we have cast an Axe, but it hasn't been as common.
We had 2 Axes yesterday.
Actually.
Shut up.
Okay. Terrible pun.
Fair enough.
I think he
says it the self.
Lines. Yeah, so you can't.
The self himself.
Yes, English good.
Very difficult. Okay. So Witch Doctor is going to be grabbed together with the Troll. Fairly decent lane setup. Can run the Troll solo. Can safe lane him. And doesn't really give too much of your strategy away. The Witch Doctor is one of the heroes that benefits the least from the Troll ult, as he wants to generally channel the Death Ward, and the Death Ward does not get Troll ult, because that would be ridiculous.
Yes, that would be funny.
Could be a funny change, actually. And broken.
Ultimate's good enough already, I think.
LGD are going to grab AA, though. Does counter out the Witch Doctor heal with the Ice Blast, which is decent, but I'm not sure that's the main reasoning for it. I think they might have bigger plans. It's a great combination with AA, who can hold a target in place for long, making it easy to hit the Ice Blast for a teamfight setup.
Let's see a Venomancer.
Venomancer for LGD could be nice. Good synergy with Ice Blast as well, obviously.
Core Veno, let's see it. And then we're off to the next band stage. So Tide Hunter, Naga Siren. I don't think we've seen a Naga Siren yet, actually.
Not in the games we cast.
No, that's not true. We did see one.
Did we have a game with Naga?
One. Yeah. I don't remember how it went, though. God, my memory's so good.
I remember seeing it yesterday. It was played... No,
I just remember saying Ensnare and Song of the Siren.
That's true. We did have one. Yeah. We had one Naga game we cast, and I saw another one yesterday. So at least twice. But hasn't been the most popular of heroes. Also, generally isn't picked that much these days. Sometimes it works, though. But...
a little synergy we haven't talked about here, actually, is Batrider Ancient Apparition. The cold... Even though we'd never talk about cold feet,
yeah.
But you lasso somebody, they're in place for however many seconds, and by the end of it, they'll be cold-feeted.
Cold-footed?
They'll be cold-footed. That's one of the hardest ones to do, to talk like that with, but either way. It's a spell that's very underused. I mean, typically you get 1 point, and it's like a value point, if nothing else. But could have some really good synergy here for LGD. But the Ice Blast is just completely game-breaking. You talked about how disables healing essentially from Witch Doctor, and perhaps more to come that Rave would perhaps wanted to pick up. Only 5-second bonus time for Rave, by the way. I didn't even notice that. So they're not going to have a whole lot of time to work with in these picks.
And LGD are digging into it as well. They're down to half a minute now. They'll ban out the Slark.
Radiant team ban.
I think would have been a really good pick for Rave. Good against Batrider, breaking out of the lasso with Dark Pact. Can't break out of Ice Blast, but of course out of the other abilities. And Slark is scary with Troll. It's an easy way for him to build up a lot of agility very fast with the Essence Shift and take over the team fight. They're going to get Bristle back instead, though. I am happy to see this pick. I don't think this gets picked enough in this tournament so far. It's been a fairly big pick lately, but I haven't really seen any Bristlebacks so far.
And even though it's not that I just wanted to bring it up because it's funny. Not funny, but the minus armor from... You don't really think of minus armor when you think of Bristleback usually. Obviously, his goo has a lot of minus armor on it, and in conjunction with the Death Ward is actually, even if it's just a couple pieces of armor, couple pieces? couple points of armor, the Death Ward actually hurts a lot more.
Couple layers.
Couple layers of goo. Yeah, layers
of armor.
Reserve time.
No, I like layers of goo, but points of armor.
Okay. But yeah, you're right.
These tangents are so stupid. Like I can't even begin to explain how dumb they are. I'm sure everybody's aware though.
Layers.
Points.
Of goo.
Medusa.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah. But you're right. The goo is nice for both the Death Ward and for Troll, of course, and himself.
Yep.
Goes without saying. And Bristleback actually gets to hit really hard when Warpath stacks up. And then the attack speed from Troll makes him incredibly scary. So they're going to grab the Dusa, who they don't really have that good protection for just yet, so I think they're going to have to draft around that. And honestly, I don't really see where Medusa's place is in this draft so far. Maybe it's just for the Stone Gaze to stop the Bristleback Control Warlord from just running in and running rampant. That's a fairly decent idea, but Dusa is just one of those heroes that I feel like you kind of need to build an entire lineup around, and you don't have the traditional components for it in LGD's draft, which are either having very good defensive supports that can keep Dusa alive, or you have a teamfight setup that allows where the other 4 heroes can make so incredibly much space that Medusa can get a lot of time to farm. AA Ultimate is okay, and Batrider to start the fight, sure, it's all good, but I don't think they can kill this Rave lineup so far. They're absolutely going to need some sort of damage, or something to protect Dusa and hope they can hold on until she gets strong.
I just feel sorry for whatever target is lassoed, because lassoed into Cold Feet into Stone Gaze. That's just you're stunned for an eternity, essentially.
Hang on, if you have your back toward the enemy team when you get lassoed, you don't get turned around. So Stone Gaze could actually be useless.
Yeah, but you can just position yourself easily. Yeah,
then Dusa needs to run in front of the target. But now they also have Lion, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, even more.
Definitely going to die. Decent setup. Going to be seeing if LGD can pull off this Medusa. Still not completely sold on it, especially not now that Dazzle has been grabbed by Rave. A lot of physical armor for the entirety of the team with Weave, and of course the heals can be nice, although they picked Dazzle into AA, which is a little odd in a way, but at least everything else in the heal is still going to work. Grave can keep them alive, and of course the Weave as mentioned. So they need one last hero for Rave. It's probably going to be a core. And I would think they want to run the Bristleback off lane. This isn't going to be the easiest lane of his life because of how good Chilling Touch is together with double range if they play the Medusa AA Lion lane.
Let's go Shadow Fiend, man.
Yeah, I think Shadow Fiend would be really nice. Or a solo mid OD.
OD? I haven't seen that here. That's really good against Medusa. Okay.
Legion Commander. Because there's a couple of merits to OD. Really good with the Troll ult because Arcane Orb is actually really hard hitting and you can fire a lot of them. And if you get Ags on OD, it always drains the mana. It hard counters Medusa so badly, it's unbelievable. But they want to go with LC, who I think is also going to be fine. It's a good way of forcing the fight to happen on their terms. In a way, they kind of needed an Initiate, which the OD would not give them, so I like the LC pickup too.
10 seconds.
I feel like Rave have a really solid draft. I think their draft is just better. They also have a Purge now for the Lasso with the Press the Attack. As the final pick for LGD is going to be Ember Spirit for Yao.
I didn't even think about the Press the Attack. That's true. That's another counter. That's really good thinking, syndereN.
They have extreme attack speed. This Rave lineup, I think, is really damn good. Ember is a nice last pick as long as he doesn't get caught by Duel, because the only reliable stun that Rave has is Cask, which you could also say is unreliable because it kind of needs to bounce more than once to be really useful, but at least it has the mini stun on the first cast. But this is a game where Ember Spirit can actually get out of control if he gets to play freely. So, and if he does, that makes a lot of space for Medusa.
Indeed, it does. And how would you rate Medusa as far as hard carries go? Is she top 5
in super late game? Yes.
Yeah, super late game.
Yeah.
I mean,
10
anytime you have a hero that
seconds
can
remaining.
fully take advantage of a Divine Rapier and be pretty safe, you have
5
actually 2 heroes
seconds
on the team.
remaining.
Yep.
You're in good shape. So late game, definitely in their favor. I would agree with that. Oh no. Oh wait, does he have the Divines? Are those the Divines?
I think so.
Let's
Check
take
it
a
out.
closer look,
Prepare
guys.
for battle.
Okay, that.
Click the other button.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, those look awesome.
Oh man, that's legit.
That's really good. Okay, you need to... All right, we'll go over the lineups real quick, and then I'll have to switch to your screen because there's no way I can work with mini-map icons that small. For LGD, we have MMY playing Leon. Yao is playing the Ember Spirit. Faith on the Ancient Apparition. So they're playing the Medusa.
Was that hard?
I was trying to think of a cool way to say it, but there's no way to say that.
Didn't really work.
And then Bat Rider played by In July.
And for LGD, just kidding. For Rave, we've got the Troll played by Jao. Bristleback will be handled by Chrissy. Witch Doctor. NB. Legion Commander, handled by Ryo. I'm not sure. We're going to call... He's called... I think he's just called Ryo, and then he has mirrored his name around the O.
It's a palindrome, syndereN.
Exactly.
It's a palindrome.
Then he should be called Rave Ivar. But, yes.
True.
He's going to be called Ryo in this game. And then Dazzle will be played by Cast.
Okay. Go ahead and take over. You guys can see amazing syndereN scammer work.
We're going to be following Troll.
Just double-click his portrait and be done with
He's
it.
currently standing. Looks like something could be happening here. Chrissy is scouting them out a little bit here in the dire jungle, but doesn't look like anything is going to come out of this. Lion is in the front lines, but they're pretty much just protecting the entrance to their own jungle. Oops, let me just scroll in the right direction. I never do camera work, so do not. Hopefully you don't get nauseated.
You guys think my camera work's bad. His would be the worst. Even when it's paused, he can't even get it right. All right, I think we're good. We're going back to me, the professional that misses half the kills on the map. Yet another. There were a lot of pauses this tournament. I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the network connections are just not good right now.
Why can't they do local?
That's a good question.
Wait, you can do local with I guess they can't do local because you have to have broadcasters join the actual slots, right?
Yes. I can't. I'm still not completely sure what's working with local, but then they couldn't do Dota TV, at least.
That's what. Yeah, that as well.
So there's a couple of things.
True that.
Yeah.
All right. How are the first blood lineups here? So, at this top room we have Bristle, Troll, and Dazzle. We might have an eventual fight here. There's 4 members from LGD, so just by numbers alone.
They actually have fairly good kill potential if the...
Witch Doctor's here as well. They're going to force everybody back. Nobody wants to touch this Bristleback, and Jao's going to be the recipient of that rune, the bounty rune. Of course, in July, took the bounty rune at bottom, but he took a little of a beating as a result. I think he'll still take it.
Interesting from Ryo. He's going to be going for Ryo. I'm going to get used to calling him Ryo, I promise.
His head is a horse, by the way.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And it's actually true. Oh, my God.
That was lying.
You lie half the time.
I'm not lying.
He's going for a soul ring. Oh, please.
Who's going soul ring?
Bad
In July?
He's going soul ring on Legion Commander. Oh, in July is going to get cast. It actually gets a lucky bounce back. Going to deal a lot of damage to him. Has 1 pack of tangos and boots, so this is going to be difficult for him to sustain in this lane, whereas Ryo obviously will be getting easy farm. I've seen this Soul Ring Legion Commander build in public games quite a bit, and it's actually very effective because you always have press the attack available or overwhelming odds.
Right.
So you can always trade the mana into additional health by trading it into a press the attack, or you can keep harassing your opponent very effectively. Legion Commander often runs out of mana, and it's a really cool solution actually, which we'll see if Ryo gets a lot of effectiveness out of it.
Mid lane, Troll versus Medusa. Not a normal matchup that you will see. Typically, Medusa, I would, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, you always want to put her in a safe lane because she doesn't really have an escape mechanism. She's difficult to kill because of the mana shield, but she is a hero, I would say, probably #1 in the game, item dependent.
Yep.
Would you agree with that? Like top...
Pretty much.
If not the first, then top 3.
I think
Like a
it's
top
changed since she got the new Stone Gaze. She's not as item dependent as before, but definitely one of the heroes that toward the mid-late game, if you don't have good farm, you're pretty weak.
Wow, Chilling Touch does so much damage. Dazzle does not have Grave to work with. He's only level 1. Chrissy trying to get somebody dead is... Well, he's going to trade, so that's a good move by him. I mean, he wanted to do as much damage as possible before he went down. He ended up getting a kill, so got to credit him with that.
Yeah, this is a difficult lane. This is what I expected. When you see they tri-lane the AA and you play dual lane against that, you cannot get caught out with Chilling Touch. It's just way too much damage. But at least they got a counter kill, so it's a 2-for-1 for LGD in that lane. Apart from that, though, LGD are not really doing that well in the lanes. Mid lane is doing okay. Actually, better than I would expect Sylar to do against the Troll. Troll has like a 20 damage advantage right now when he goes in melee form. But the Bat Rider is struggling, 3 CS, and the Legion Commander is also out-farming the Ember Spirit by a little bit. So, I want to say better laning stage for Rave overall so far, apart from that first blood.
Oh, we're going to have a gank attempt yet again. Flameguard doing a bunch of damage to Chrissy on that Bristleback. He gets Searing Chained as well. He's going to go down really, really easily. And I have to question why Poison Touch was the first ability skilled by Dazzle.
Yeah, that seems a little bit odd. And the problem they have in this lane actually is they cannot remove Flameguard. They have physical damage only. So
yeah,
that's a pretty big problem. I mean, sometimes it's nice that you can pass through the Flameguard by not having magical damage and just try to kill him with the Shadow Wave and the Poison Touch and, of course, all the Quills. But if you cannot bring him down fully, you're effectively tanking the entirety of the Flameguard. And there is absolutely there's pretty much no solution at all in general for Rave. They have no magical damage. They have overwhelming odds and the Cask.
just get a Diffusal on Troll.
And I guess the Whirling Axes too. But seriously, that's really not a lot to break the Flame Guard.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about that in the draft, but that's going to be a big problem if Ember gets strong.
Indeed. Right now he has 2 levels in that Flame Guard, and they're dominating this top lane. Bristleback right now with 8 last hits versus the Ember Spirit with 15 and 3. Of course, level advantage still going to go LGD's way as well, even though this has basically been a tri-lane until this point. Now we have some rotations out there. Faith going to continue to stack and pull. MMY just went to heal apparently. The thing I like about LGD is they end up finding farm on MMY one way or another. And the Blink Dagger, like we've talked about so many times, is mid lane. Initiation possibilities. Injulai has the haste rune, but no lasso, of course. He's only level 4. Just going to scare them. And as a result, Jo misses the last hit on that creep.
Worth.
Because he was scared. Chrissy again, initiation. Searing Chains is up. He knows he's dead, trying to do as much damage before he goes down. In fact, trying to go down to neutrals, but it's not going to happen. Is that his 3rd death? Indeed it is. He's 1 and 3.
Man, they really need this Dazzle to get up there again. Now, Cask managed to get level 3, and that changes everything, because now they can actually do something in the lane. The problem is they've given so many kills over to Ember, who's now 4 and 0, that if they play the lane properly now with the Dazzle and Bristleback, I think they're still too far behind to deal with it at this point. So this lane is completely lost. And obviously, Chrissy still needs to go there, but he cannot afford to keep getting killed like this.
Only axes applied to Silent, but he's going to be just fine. Level 6 right now. Did he go stats instead of ult? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Am I wrong?
Actually, he didn't skill yet. That was the ult.
He hasn't skilled yet?
Yep.
Oh. Very good. Another cool little interaction, Legion Commander. I mean, Press the Attack is such a ridiculous skill. Takes off any sticky napalm stack, so going 1v1 against Bat Rider, which you can't say about any, I'm trying to say any melee hero going up against Bat Rider is just a nightmare. But Legion Commander can...
Darkseer is okay, but he's very special.
With the Surge. And just pushing the lane with Ion Shell and whatnot, that's true. But we don't really see Darkseer very much anymore. We were talking about that on the main panel. But yeah, level 6.5 for Medusa. She's at 32 and 7. And that compared to the Troll Warlord at 28 and 5. So relatively even. A lot more denies going the way of Sylar, as he's going to secure this bottom rune, which is a bounty.
I'm a little bit surprised to see Medusa winning that mid lane on farm. I think Jo, it's very even. He's 3 CS behind, so I guess at the end of the day, pretty much what's to be expected. I would have imagined Troll being a little bit ahead, maybe by 5 to 10 CS, which is what Deuce is ahead by because of his better base damage in the start, but Sylar's done a good job, and also harassing and farming with the Mystic Snake, making sure it hits Troll and the ranged creep, so he almost uses no mana on it.
That didn't happen just now, actually.
Did it not? Was that only the hero it hit?
Yeah, I think he hit the hero first. He cast it on the hero itself.
So weren't there 2 range creeps? There's no way he got that much mana back.
Okay, maybe there was 2 range creeps then.
Yeah.
Because I know it didn't
Think
hit the
so.
last one.
But yeah, he's still going to be putting some good pressure. Now that he has level 4 Mystic Snake, which I'm, by the way, very happy to see him skill. Some Medusas get stat shield and then split shot and skip the snake entirely, which I completely disagree with doing in 9 out of 10 cases. Or you see them... Yeah, well, that's basically the other build, I want to say, out of the most 2 popular ones. But Mystic Snake is a very powerful ability in its own right, especially when the targets are stone-gazed.
Oh, it's one of those... You get best of both worlds, right? It's both defensive and offensive in nature.
Yep.
Defensive in the fact that it gives you mana for mana shield, and obviously the damage for offensive capabilities. Tread's now picked up by the Legion commander.
Kind of surprising to see that.
Yeah, she could have gone just Blink or just Midas right off the bat. She's getting complete free farm at this bot lane with 43 last hits at the moment. Do you think that's an indication that she wants to go Blink and then just immediately start fighting?
If she wants to go Midas, I really don't disagree with this build-up. So it has to be the Blink, but even then I would have probably preferred Boots first and then Blink instead of building the full treads, because this is going to delay the impact of a safe lane Legion, which... The beauty of safe lane Legion Commander is when you get a Blink sub 10 and you just start ganking the other lanes. But that's not going to happen right now. What she could have done is she could have got a Blink and then let Bristle take the safe lane, because I think they kind of need that Bristleback to get some stuff for later on. They're getting out farmed.
This Witch Doctor almost looks like Dazzle. Something about him. He's going to pull the wave here. He has the haste rune activated at the moment. Top lane, poor Chrissy, level 5. Died 3 times. Actually, almost level 6. Really lucky he hasn't died another time. They just haven't been super aggressive here. They're just trying to get some levels in MMY, some farm as well. I mean, he's basically the same level as Bristleback right now, which is obviously in the favor of LGD for sure. I mean, in conjunction, if you compare the offlaners, level almost 8 now in July on the Batrider. He's 1900 gold.
Chrissy's going to get level 7 from this.
Oh my, didn't even notice that this stack was happening.
At the very least. Unless if Dazzle takes some of it, which they could choose to do. So they get a higher level of the Shadow Wave.
He definitely... Oh, he's going to die to this if he's not careful.
Oh boy.
He's going to have to go back and heal. Oh, he has a health
Salve in a bottle.
Very good. And of course they have Shallow Grave in case they really want to get dirty. It's a level 1 Shallow Grave though, so he has to get really close to the cliff for that to actually work. Yeah, he should be able to get the stack, and that is some much-needed level. This is going to bring him back big time. So Batrider should be level 8 at this point. He is. So Bristleback, I would assume, is going to be about 7.5 from this.
Yeah, roughly.
Not more. So he's caught up quite nicely just from that stack alone. That's really good for Rave right now.
What do we have for LGD? So the Ember Spirit who got 4 kills also has 50 CS at 10 minutes, so he is pretty much he's the highest farmer by 200 over the Dusa, and then there's a little bit of a gap down to the 2 farmers of Rave, but this Ember is going to be a pretty big problem for Rave in this mid-game. He has the full drums now if he wants to buy them, I think, or he might be like a few 10 gold short or something. Yeah, he is
we're gonna have
very,
a
very
gank.
close.
2 people smoked here for Rave. We're seeing the ult from Medusa come into effect, and that does so much to this Witch Doctor. A little bit late on the press of the attack, so Witch Doctor will fall in the end. And here's the Searing Chains applied to the Legion Commander, trying to run away, but the Lasso Blink initiation is there. And down he goes. That is 3 dead. Where the hell did Bristleback die? He died to the Ancients. Is that for real?
Yep.
He actually died to the Ancients.
He died to the neutrals.
Was that on purpose?
I don't think so.
How much gold does he have? Well, he's low on gold, so maybe it is on purpose. Honestly.
But he could also have lost all the gold he does.
That would be terrible if that's the case. Well, he has a... Yeah, he has a buckler that was in his stash, so I'm assuming he bought out before that. I don't know. That is a lot.
I still think it wasn't worth it. When you're level 7, it's faster to run back to base and heal up.
Yeah. Well, that may not be the case. It's close. Either way, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt here, syndereN. Okay.
Okay.
He killed himself to neutrals, guys. That's the official statement. Stay tuned for more. Chainmail now on Legion Commander. Going Blade Mail right away before Blink. Is that? Or is this just a casual plate mail for now? Or not plate mail, chain mail?
I've seen this build being done quite a few times before. Also in competitive, I think Bone 7 has done it. And it's nice if you... At the end of the day, it's about can you get the duel off? Because then if you can get duel off with early blade mail, you will kill the target. But against this LGD lineup, I'm not a big fan of skipping the blink. I think getting in is going to be very hard when you're playing against Stone Gaze, Lasso, Slight into Chains, and a Lion with a long-range Impale and Hex. I just don't see it happening. There's even Ice Vortex level 3 from the AA to slow you down.
Speaking of Lion, there's going to be a gank attempt now. Or maybe not. Maybe just casually warding. Because Ember Spirit is at half HP.
Has a regen.
He does have a regen. He doesn't have his Spirit up at the moment, so... Witch Doctor. Oh, you might be in a lot of trouble, buddy.
He's going to go check the rune.
He's literally getting sandwiched right now. This is a delicious... Oh! It's an Invis. Wow.
Well played.
Well played, RNGesus. I don't know who you're praying to.
He would have lived with haste, too.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I guess that's true. So there was a 2 out of 8.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10, that's true. Wait.
Because it could have also been the bounty rune.
Yeah, the bounty rune. Okay.
Right.
Wait, is that true, though? Because that's one part that's going to be bounty. From the 1 out of 5, right? And then it could be the bounty. That makes sense. No.
Dire's
okay,
bottom tower is under attack.
It's like 1 out of
it's
10, right?
No, so it is 1 out of... Damn.
Okay, so there's a 50% chance that the bottom rune is not a bounty.
Right.
And out of those, there are 5 different runes. Or 4. Wait, there's haste, regen, double damage, invis, and illu. Yeah. So it's 1 out of 10 that he gets an invis.
Okay.
And 2 out of 10 that he gets invis or haste.
I'll trust your math. I didn't pass basic algebra. Although that's not algebra at all. In America, it's algebra. Here we go. Gank attempt on the poor Chrissy. Target of choice yet again. The lasso initiation into the...
Oh, he missed the Impale.
Impale misses, but Rave is there actually. He might stay alive for a little bit longer. Is this going to be enough to get the kill? Blade Mail popped by Ember Spirit. A very early pickup for him. And it looks like Chrissy's going to survive. Oh! Okay. Finger of Death not quite enough to finish off the Witch Doctor. And MMY is going to get dueled with the Blade Mail that was just picked up by Legion Commander. That is the first duel win for him. And somehow, some way, Bristleback and Witch Doctor live. That is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that did not go well for LGD. It's funny how that missed Impale from Lion might have cost them a lot. A very unusual mistake coming out from MMY, but I think there was a little bit of miscommunication with where the Bat Rider was actually pulling the target to. And he ground cast the Impale, I guess, instead of targeting. So a little bit of a mistake. They end up giving a kill away, which, considering how much they invested into that gank, is a pretty big deal. Because that should have at least been 1 kill going their way, if not even 2. So if you look at it that way, it was a 3-kill swing from what you could have expected.
What are your thoughts? I mean, we've seen this before, so it's not like it's super unusual, but what do you think about Bristleback picking up mech? Because I feel like his mana capacity is so garbage to begin with.
He has really good int growth. Oh.
So as he gets level, his... Yeah. What is his int growth?
2.8.
Oh, wow.
It's the highest out of any strength hero, I'm pretty sure. It must be.
That's pretty damn high. I'm sure
it's higher than some int heroes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think we can just check. What does Witch Doctor have? 2.9. Damn it. Dazzle has 3.4. Okay, I'm making a great case here. Well, A has 2.6.
I know Wisp for sure.
Bat Rider has 2.5. And Lion has 3.6.
Searing Chains connects on Witch Doctor, but he's going to walk away. He has 2 in Maledict, by the way. Did not go Voodoo Restoration. Probably a wise choice, especially with Ancient Apparition that is now level 8. Have not seen an Ice Blast. Actually, we did in the mid lane. I'm not sure if it connected or not. Medusa with a double damage. Stone Gaze ready to go. This is the beautiful thing about Medusa. And maybe some people will not think it's beautiful, but the Mana Shield obviously makes you extremely tanky. And as a getaway, like, how do you initiate on this hero when Stone Gaze is up if you don't have a silence or a stun? Like, at any point she becomes unstunned or unsilenced, the fight stops. It's almost like a Song of the Siren, just not as...
Yeah, I like that comparison. It's kind of like a song. And Rave don't really have that much.
Oh, Faith getting destroyed. 3 right clicks, make it 4. Ice Blast does connect on Jo. Not going to be nearly enough. MMY and Injali just a little bit too late.
Yep, showing off the Shadow Blade.
I love showing off. I love it when players show off their items in a kill. Like Blink Daggers on Bat Rider, that's the beauty of the game. Because if you're in vision for like 5 seconds, you just assume the enemy has seen your items. So, what do you think about Blade Mail Ember Spirit?
I've seen this before as well. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I get the idea that you jump in and then the enemy team kind of has to focus you some way because Ember just deals so much damage. And in this game where they don't have that much magic damage to break through the shield, he can expect the Reflect to be pretty powerful because he's going to take physical damage and bring it back. He gets some armor, which is very nice against the Radiant team, but I don't like it that much when you're owning, right? He crushed that top lane. He should be getting items that snowball him. Drum into Battle Fury would be my choice in a game like this. But he's getting Blade Mail into what seems to be a Skadi build-up. I think that's a little bit too defensive, to be honest, for how well he's doing.
Very early Roche. And with all this minus armor from Bristleback. And, I mean, Weave doesn't have this. Weave doesn't work.
No. It's just the good.
It's an offensive Weave. Yeah. It's a surprise for LGD, who are actually just on the other side of the cliff. How unfortunate for them.
And also smoked.
Yeah, and smoke. So actually, they could potentially pick somebody off here.
Oh, if they don't find this kill now on Ryu, that's going to be really frustrating. They don't.
Ripe for the pickin'. Batrider not quite in range.
If Rave know what's going on right now, they could take the fight of their lives right here. But I think they don't.
Goes on top of both Dazzle and the Witch Doctor. And the Dazzle's going to the fall.
Interesting.
And the Flame Break finished him off before he could cast that. I think Yao is building a Skadi now. So it's just like a tank build on Ember Spirit, because he knows that the Flame Guard will not be taken off in all likelihood, and that is just damage over time. It's an interesting build, I have to say.
Yeah. As I said before, I don't really...
But it is interesting. It's kind of weird when there's already a hero on your team that serves that purpose, and that's the Medusa. Right?
Yeah. I feel like he should be getting a build right now that puts more pressure on the opponent so that Dusa doesn't have to do so much, because he got so much invested into him that I think he could do it. But I mean, so far they're making it work, so there's absolutely no problem as long as that's the case. A will be grabbing a Midas, not too bad. Jo will try to get the tower, but gets denied by using Stone Gaze from Sylar. Forces him away. He's actually going to turn on Sylar here with the Shadow Blade, but Sylar knows it's happening. We'll be backing out.
So everybody says Sylar. Why do they say Sylar and not Sylar?
I think that's just the way his name is pronounced. That's what I've heard. I guess I've just... sometimes they say Sylar as well. I don't know.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I say Sylar because that... I know he's not American, but when it's spelled like that, it's just Sylar. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. But the tower does go down one way or another in the bot lane tier 1. We did... I caught it on camera, but there was a kill at top where LC went down. Anytime... I mean, press the attack is really good for both taking off debuffs, increasing attack speed, and of course the health regen is probably the... I would say for her herself is the biggest deal. Except in this game when AA Ice Blast you in the face, and that's exactly what happened.
I still think the attack speed is more important when you go for the duels, right? That's still that's what gets you the kills. But
for like sustaining in this portion of the game, the health regen is pretty damn good.
I would agree that's often underestimated, because when you look at what the skill does, it heals you 300, it gives you 120 attack speed for 5 seconds, and it removes all debuffs. How sick of a spell is that when you think about it?
Chrissy really wants to go in deep. Medusa's here, but doesn't have Stone Gaze
Good chains.
Beautiful chain on a couple heroes. Here's the initiation. Lasso applied to poor Legion Commander, but the Grave does save her for now. She will finally drop in the end. However, Chrissy doing Chrissy things. Poor Bristleback just does not feel like a Bristleback this game. The Aegis brings it back to life a second time, but is it going to be his second death in a matter of moments? And with Yao and company, I do believe the answer is yes. There's no reinforcements on the way for poor Chrissy. Poor Chrissy wants to get another constellation kill on MMY. Is it going to happen? No. It seems like every time he's about to die, he's like, I want to kill MMY. It's like the 3rd time it's happened.
He just did a lot of work. If you imagine that fight being a 5-on-5 where Witch Doctor and Troll are there as well, I think they beat them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So they just got caught off guard and were outnumbered, and especially the opener on LC was really good. They got the Ice Blast on him, chain stunned him, and then he couldn't duel because then he would just lose the duel.
And Jo pops the Shadow Blade. Does he really want to go for side? He knows Stone Gaze is down. She sees him thanks to the tower, and they're going to retreat.
Might also have been the Witch Doctor that kind of gave it away with his aggression.
Perhaps.
And he's maxed Cask. I don't think they would have got that kill without level 4 Maledict, to be honest. So perhaps good for Rave that they didn't get to initiate on that. That could have given a counterplay to LGD. It was right next to the tier 2. You generally don't go a Medusa under her tier 2 tower with 2 of those. That's scary.
There's the Skadi.
Skadi finished?
Skadi.
Pretty unusual build, I want to say. Not getting Skadi on Dusa in general, but getting that first. You usually see some sort of build-up, either the Lincoln's build or something like a Yasha or Helm of the Dominator or both.
What is Ember Spirit going? With a point booster, let's see. I mean, is it going to be a Bloodstone?
That's not how Bloodstone is made anymore.
Oh, anyway. You're right.
But yeah, that would be the old Bloodstone build-up in a lot of cases.
So what the hell is this?
I think he got the point booster
casual point booster
to get Skadi later, and now he's going to get the battle.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I don't mind a casual point booster. That's arguably the best casual item you can get. Raw item.
It's pretty good for the cost, yeah.
I mean, if you compare it to everything else, like Ultimate Orb is the worst. That thing's garbage
Dyer's
for that much gold. Obviously, the compositions, once you get Scotty or something like that, or Manta, become infinitely better. Would you say point booster is the best raw item?
Branch.
For stats? Screw you.
Oh, here comes the duel.
Duel and the Death Ward. Ember Spirit, you are going bye-bye, but here's a re-initiation, counter-initiation, if you will. Onto the Legion Commander, gets Grave at the last second, but again, he's in a lot of danger in the Firefly right now. Gets cold-footed, whatever you want to call it, and drops to the end. 1 for 2, make it... Yeah, 1 for 2 an advantage of LGD at the moment. Silas going to continue the pressure. Impale onto Chrissy. Has his face turned to him. Oh, the Finger of Death just finishes him off. Absolutely no problem. TP attempt for Witch Doctor. The Flame Break's going to cancel and the right clicks commence. 4 for 1 for LGD. A huge win.
Yeah, that dive, when they killed Ember, that was actually a pretty good opener. And then they fight behind the tower. The mech was never used. I don't know if he didn't have mana for it when he wanted to after the Ice Blast. Obviously, he doesn't want to use it during. But that could have made a pretty big difference there. And Troll just got controlled.
Controlled.
I believe LD has already used that, unfortunately.
Oh.
Damn it. But he has Shadowblade Sanjay Yasha. He's very mobile, but I think he just got... He couldn't do anything because of the Stone Gaze. It's just locking him down in the fights, and then he got hexed and impaled, and... It's difficult for Troll to play his hero until like he gets a BKB, I think, and then the only real annoyance is the Stone Gaze, and of course the lasso, but they can remove that if he is not in BKB when that happens. I think he's gonna need it. It's the main problem for Rave right now is that they have this extremely good face rush lineup when they get in, but Dusa really shuts them down.
Yep. Bristleback right now has a Vanguard. Does he go for Crimson Guard against this lineup? I guess it's pretty damn good against Ember Spirit. With Slide of... That's a normal Ember Spirit that goes normal items. That's the thing. Like, Flame Guard's doing the majority of his damage, I feel, right now. But yeah, how do you feel about Crimson Guard? Does he... I don't think you ever get Vanguard these days without upgrading it. I mean, am I wrong in that sense?
I think Bristleback doesn't necessarily upgrade it, but against Split Shot, I think it works on all the targets, which makes it incredibly good against Medusa. Like, the best item, actually, for its cost. So I would say in this game, definitely upgrade it if that's how it works, which it should be. And then I would like to see him get a cloak, actually. I think it's a forgotten build on Bristleback, how good it is to just get a cloak. It's 550 gold, and what you get in return for it is absolutely incredible. 15% spell resistance on the hero. Of course, it has great synergy when you turn your back to the target. And looking at the Dire lineup, there's just so much spell damage he could block. So he could even consider a pipe, to be honest, in this game.
They were thinking about initiating onto Sylar, and then they're like, wait, it's a Medusa with a Scotty and a Yasha and a double damage they just picked up. So I don't think there's going to be a fight until this double damage has run out completely.
I think LGD will force that fight.
All right, LGD wants it. Very smart move. Roshan, we're going to know now. It's about a minute and a half away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And the siege damage, this is the siege tank of Dota 2.
Yep.
Medusa, as we have possible initiation, but Lasso will not connect. Because it is not a single target spell anyway. Chrissy, oh man, he's going to get you himself. AA Blast will connect as well. Finger of Death, not enough to take him out, but you have to remember, AA Blast is applied, and down he finally goes after the Grave Chill. Wow, Grave Chill. I don't think there's a Visage in this game, but I could be wrong. Either way, Tier 2 tower, Dunzo.
I think they'll keep pushing.
Keep going.
As long as Sylar is this healthy and the weave expires in a moment, it should be just fine.
Radiant's middle tower.
Sylar. Right, here we go. Cask bouncing a bit.
Oh, nice push.
Another possibility. Oh, Lasso. You're right. It was completely canceled out.
That's probably going
Legion Commander.
It's going to spell the end of this push. Now they're not interested anymore. When they wasted their lasso like that, they can't really commit anymore. But they got the tier 2. They're in the Dire jungle, or sorry, the Radiant jungle, farming that up. Probably preparing for the next Roche, who's going to spawn in 30 seconds. And I think LGD will possibly be grabbing that one. They can force a fight to happen on their terms in the pit by having Batrider giving great vision, and then they can Ice Blast, and Dusa can clean up.
And A Blast is going to come in and destroy the creeps! Actually, it didn't really do that much. Jo has Shadowblade activated. He's going to be going for the Ember Spirit. He can destroy him if there's no Spirit up, but there is. That's the one hero that he has to really be careful with.
That was
Smoking
kind of
attempt.
strange.
Here's the duel applied to Ancient Apparition, and more damage goes away with Legion Commander. Right now, only 38 to speak of. Level 2 duel at the moment. Yao's going to fall back. Perhaps they transition this into a tier 2. They're looking for something. Did they actually find MMY? He has blink up in 1 second. Away he goes.
I think
This might turn into a fight, actually. Lasso's up.
it's 4 and 5.
Stonegaze is not up. Sorry, 13 seconds left on that.
It's a tower. That was a pretty big gank. They got a tier 2 tower with it. Do they have any wards available? Because then they could drop them now. Looks like they don't. So unfortunately for Rave, not going to be getting any sort of map control apart from removing the tower itself.
In July, by the way, has a gem, so any wards are going to be going bye-bye as long as he's bye.
They don't have any vision at all, actually. Oh, no, they have one
up here that he's probably not going to find unless he randomly fireflies up there. Well, if his job is to deward, then perhaps that'll happen. They're going to find that Roshan is alive and well, and probably not for long.
And MMY is going to attack him twice,
They just want to
which
let him
he
know
now
he's
healed
there.
up.
They're going to finish off these Ancients. Do they go for Rosh right now? Is this a good time? Stonegaze is up. Can reset the fight that way if need be. But for now, Yao's just going to put a Fire Remnant into the pit. Is this another smoke gank? No. They're just walking straight into the jungle. I guess they know... Do they know that there's no wards here? I don't think so. There's no counter wards at all. There's only this one observer. That's interesting. But LGD does not know they're there. That's the funny thing. Despite all that. And it seems it's going to be opposite pushing of lanes. A Blast is going to come in.
Oh, whoa. This is scary for LGD. Okay, now it's not scary anymore. Sylar had no TP, but he gets it now with his Manta on the courier. Because else, if Rave saw that, they could have tried to brute force the top tier 3. And if Sylar can't come back, that's a really big issue. But now he can. With the TP and Manta available, he's just going to be hitting the tower. The entire team is standing behind him, just patiently waiting. There's the Crimson Guard, by the way.
This is the siege tank.
Well, doesn't look like LGD are interested in giving their tier 2 tower away at the same time, though. So they're going to be porting back after using Glyph.
And they're going to get the tier 2 for free.
Yep.
The question is, when do they feel safe enough to go for Roshan if there's no pickoff? Or do they? Do they need to get a pickoff to go for Rosh?
Well, it takes them quite a long time to kill him. They don't have the best Rosh lineup. They have no minus armor. They have no hardcore single target. Medusa is a spread damage carry.
This might be a good time for Rave to go get Rosh, honestly. They have a pretty fast...
thinking about it.
They have a pretty fast Rosh lineup. So the Crimson Guard into what now? Assault Cuirass? Do you go Heart? Do you go Basher? Like, what do you need on the Bristleback this game particularly? Because the Troll transitioned into an SNY, has 3,700 gold now. Attack speed doesn't matter. I mean, Assault Cuirass, that's not the only reason you get it, obviously.
I think you should get BKB.
BKB, okay.
Because this Lion is ruining his fights entirely. He could buy it now. I would say item building against the Lion is really good.
Troll?
Yeah.
Okay.
He could afford it. He's currently Shadow Bladed up. And they could try for Rosh, but
Siege tanks up.
this mid lane is a problem.
It's 3 siege tanks now. And the fact that she only has really 2 items that she's not going to replace probably. She has way more room to grow. And this is the scary part for Rave at the moment. We have the Weave, Sylar's armor. It's going to lower quite a bit. So he's going to back up for now.
They almost got the tier 3.
Well, it was already decently low. They didn't really do that much damage. I think it was at half HP or so.
But Rave is not accomplishing anything. They're going to have to try to find a fight or find the Rosh or something like that. They're letting LGD control the entirety of the game. They've managed to get some wards out now, which is great, and they need to use the intel they're getting from this. LGD, on the contrary, they can just keep doing what they're doing. They're doing the right thing. Just pushing with Medusa in front. It's very methodical and very classic Medusa play. And it is the way of doing this right now. If they just keep doing what they've been doing all game pretty much, then they're on the path to victory.
Did you see what AA has?
Yeah, he has Ags.
Oh, man. Arguably one of the best Agnum's upgrades in the game for an already ridiculously good ultimate. And the tier 3 tower is not long for... Oh, Ninjalai's going to pop in with his lasso initiation. Chrissy taking the finger to the back of the head, actually. A little bit of a misplay there from MMY, but it looks like it's not going to matter in the end as he drops to the deck. There was no backup at all.
They couldn't get in.
popped by Jo as well. They couldn't get in because of the Stone Gaze?
Stone Gaze.
Wow, so good.
And then Troll ran at him, got Stone Gaze, and was like, oh well. See you, Bristle.
Yeah. This Bristle, I don't... No, he definitely...
That's a really cool synergy between Batrider and Dusa. It's extremely powerful that you could pull someone out and prevent the entire enemy team from going in. It's like with Song that you said, just that the Song doesn't stop your kill.
It's a
really,
broken
really
song is what it is.
There's the cask. Blink into it with the cask.
Jo did go BKB, by the way, and he used his 10-second duration in that last fight. Of course, it goes... Stone Gaze goes through it, so it's not really going to help you in the end. And that's the big thing to keep in mind. I mean, look at the Stone Gaze cooldown is pretty low overall. It's a 90-second cooldown. Song is 60 seconds. That's probably the most ridiculous, in my opinion, as far as low durations for how powerful ults are. But of course, you can't attack, so you still have to have some synergy with the lineup in order to set things up. And we might have a fight at the bottom river. Jo pops the Shadow Blade. Looking for Silo. That is going to be a tough kill. He gets off the whirling axis to slow him just a bit. Reinforcements are on the way in the form of Injalai with that Blink Dagger, and he has Lasso up, remember. Raya was looking for the duel as well. Couldn't find anything. Popped the Blade Mail in addition.
And with his own BKB, it should be very easy to win the duel if he gets in. No one can stop him apart from the lasso if he... Or actually the Stone Gaze could be a problem during the duel. He can turn to stone.
Stone Gaze counters all, obviously.
That's
Gem
really
is
powerful.
still...
All right, here we go.
BKB popped by Legion Commander. He's going to take out MMI with ease. That's 52 damage going his way. Here's the ult from Syla, just right-clicking away with that split shot. BKB activated galore. JO's going to be fine for now. He's going to right-click as much as he can. They're going to bring down Syla in the end. It's a 2-for-1. A great fight so far for Rave. His Death Ward doing some good damage.
Oh my god, Ember's going to live.
Basically full HP. Faith is going to walk away with his life, and Ember Spirit barely.
That was so close. He took so much damage from that Death Ward with the weave on. But does manage to survive in the end, as a couple of the Radiant heroes are dropping very low from the AO, but now they'll be healing up with Urn, Bottle, and Mech. But they got the Gargantuan Medusa down. They're gonna be spending their time trying to catch up with her on farm. Currently sitting on 17,000 net worth. Troll with 15 and 11 on Legion, and that team fight is exactly what needs to happen for Rave if they want to come back in this game. They need to duel the Lion with BKB on. And even though the lasso came out, that was after the duel was over. So it ended up bringing down the Legion, but she had already done her job there. And that's when they can focus the Dusa. When Lion is out of the picture, it changes everything.
And as long as Troll doesn't get caught off by the Stone Gaze, he just has to wait. Just wait it out. I know it's kind of annoying to have to do that, but wait it out. And he's the one hero, literally the one hero on their team that can actually fight 1v1 against Medusa without that Stone Gaze. And really... I think the issue that we're going to keep coming back to is that as far as net worth is concerned, Medusa's #1, and she's going to continue to be #1 because of her split shot. Just so easy farming. She only right now has 2 items. As an Eagle Song now, so we'll be going Butterfly. She has so much more room to grow, it's scary. And Roshan is still available for the picking. And they're not going to be scared this time. They're just going to go for it.
Yeah. It's going to take them a while, though. No... They have a really bad Roche lineup, but as long as they're not trading anything off, it obviously doesn't matter that it takes a while. Rave, if Rave pick up on the fact that this is happening, that could be a really big problem for LGD. They could drop an overwhelming odds in the pit and just run in with Bristle with the Crimson Guard on. They could fight, and there is actually the lines being drawn by Chrissy that they're probably in here.
I think it's going to be too late.
Yep, if they're not going, well, they're going to give it up. And they will get nothing as the trade, essentially. I think the Glyph could defend this tower.
We'll see. It is a Troll ult. They're going to back up. Oh, here comes the initiation from Injalai onto Chrissy. Do they have enough damage to pick it up before they get anything off? The Finger of Death was used as well. Chrissy takes so much damage. Does not feel like a Bristleback yet again. The slows from the Scotty. Sylar is such a beast. Down goes the Dazzle along with the Legion Commander. The winner, who actually won that duel? I can't even tell. It was so close.
LC did. Barely.
Barely winning that. Either way, the 4 dead for Rave yet again. LGD coming out on top. Ember Spirit, the lone death for them. And the lone survivor was Troll, who didn't take any damage.
He just ran out. He never came back into the fight. There's the buyback from LC.
Duel's not going to be up for 20 seconds. And the siege continues. This has been kind of a continued storyline, if you will.
Sylar has 2 lives.
And here's the troll initiation. He's just going to pop Manta. Not going to be blinded anymore. And with 10 seconds left on Bristleback, this looks to be a melee Rax in the form for LGD, I should say. I'm going to back up just for safety's sake. Yule's now on MMY. That's going to be extreme. Well, I guess Legion Commander does have BKB. I was going to say it's really good against Duel, but it could be really good against the Duel target if they're not BKB'd, and as long as it's not MMY. Oh wait, you can't use it on teams.
Which
that
one?
would be broken. Yule's.
Yeah, that would be insane.
That used to be in another game I used to cast. You could do that. And actually, for the longest time, even though I played Dota for 4.5 years, I thought that Yule's worked on teammates.
That would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
that would
really
be picked up even more than it is right now. Then.
Yeah.
And it would, if that was the case, it would have never received the buffs it did.
Yep.
That would not have been necessary. But.
And there's the full butterfly on Medusa. Level 19, about to hit 20. What do you like to go after this? I mean, in a lot of ways, the Scotty, Manta, and Butterfly have defensive capabilities. You just go pure damage now.
Yeah. You
like
get MKB.
MKB.
Because then you can ignore the blind of Troll, even if your Manta's on cooldown.
Good
and
point,
you just, the split shot hits extremely hard. So I would say MKB and then either Rapier or Daedalus, which can obviously only crit on your main target, but still pretty relevant. And the flat damage of the Daedalus is, of course, applied on the split shot. So it's pretty nice. But, yeah, I think... I honestly don't think Sylar's going to get that far, because he has the Aegis, and they're sieging the top lane now, and they're not going to stop. They can keep going in for the tier 3. Killing Sylar twice is going to be almost impossible for Rave. So they can just keep Sylar in front, and they can force out so many abilities only to use the Aegis, and then they win the fight after. Batrider can keep looking for kills, meanwhile. If he finds LC, that is a kill. And here comes the siege.
2 minutes left on that Aegis. Really want to take this into account. They really want to use it. We've seen a lot of teams just not use the Aegis, which just delays the inevitable. The tier 3 tower at the very least will be taken out, and I don't see why they would stop, like you said. Initiation on the Chrissy, perhaps just take right-click damage from Sylar, which isn't that much at the end of the day against the Bristleback because of that. His passive, as we hear the Stone Gaze being applied, everybody has to turn their back. Chrissy gets turned to stone. Look how much damage he's taking just from the split shot alone. Now the right clicks are applied to Legion Commander herself. Troll is the one that has died so far in this fight. And the Yules. Gonna keep Witch Doctor alive, at least for now. He has an Aghanim Scepter, by the way. Look for him to place it right about now. He can barely do anything. He's so slow, and he gets destroyed. They're using everything they can on Medusa. They still can't take her out. And remember, she still has the Aegis on top of all this. Chrissy, not going to get cold-footed. And the Aegis is finally used. But who is this? Legion Commander jumps in, trying to get a duel, but gets sheeped and destroyed. 2 dead right now for Rave, as the siege yet again continues for LGD. Down goes the melee Rax. Impale's going to keep Bristleback at bay. And, I mean, this is the thing about LGD. They can just back up. They don't have to continue if they don't want to. They're in firm control of this game. They're just going to get this casual range Rax that they
Sylar's just like, oh. Oh, on my way out, let me just grab your Rax.
Does he actually want to go for that?
Yeah, he's thinking about hitting building, but decided on tower.
And Batrider, talk about luxury, has a Refresher's Orb. Here we go.
Oh boy.
He's getting ready to blink. Okay, we're just going to call it GG now. Like,
well, okay.
We just saw the Refresher. Don't think we're interested in playing anymore. That's essentially what this comes to. Bristleback is going to get saved by the GGs.
This, I think, this is the Dota 2 game I have seen where Stone Gaze was most powerful ever. I think ever. That's the most powerful I've ever seen. Stone Gaze B. It zoned out the entire enemy team, and at the time they picked Medusa, it seemed like that was the exact plan. They picked it after Troll, and after I think Bristle. They grabbed the Medusa. It was at least after Troll, and maybe it was after Troll and Witch Doctor. I'm not sure. But they just couldn't get into the Medusa at all. And when they tried to initiate on the backline, Medusa just created a wall they couldn't pass through. So that was a really nicely played game by LGD. I want to say a strategic win. They also outplayed them, for sure. But I was very surprised by how well that draft worked. So
yeah, it worked out quite well. Can't complain if you're LGD, who are now 1-1, and Rave is 1-1 as well.
Yep.
And next-ish.
On the list.
What time is it, actually? It is 12:30. I think the next one's probably at 1 then. Oh, no. This is completely wrong because we got delayed so much.
Yeah.
So I don't know what time this is going to be. But next, either way, is going to be EG versus MVP.
That was supposed to start 7 minutes ago, but today has been quite a bit delayed from the organizers. So we're going to assume it's in about 20 minutes' time. Hopefully we catch up to schedule. But yeah, just stick around and we'll obviously come on as soon as the game is ready and keep you guys updated along the way.
Yeah, we'll do more Q&As probably in the meantime, if we have time.
Talk some more about Soda. Great.
Soda Cinema!
Oh.